Hello, future barristers. Welcome to the Future Barrister podcast. Today we have another episode which is recorded for our podcast, which we are releasing on our YouTube channel. So this is just an introduction to let you know that you will be listening to an audio file. I am your host, Neive. Did you know that we have a number of essay competitions listed on our website right now at alignthebar.co? We update our calendar in real time, so remember to return daily for updates. Today, I will share some brief helpful tips on essay writing. We'll focus on 3 points: understanding the question, conducting quality legal research, and creating an outline before you write. Point number 1, understanding the question. Start by highlighting the keywords in the question. Example, is the question asking for a discussion or a critical analysis? So you will highlight this keyword. Then, is the question asking you to compare the decisions from 2 cases? Or is it asking you to highlight the decision in one case and to write a discussive piece on that? Is the question asking you about the conclusion in one article and asking you to focus on why the decision or the opinion in the article is important? So you will also highlight this keyword, example, the author's conclusion. When you are done with this highlighting exercise, try reading the question back with a focus on only the key highlighted words to understand the bare bones of what is being asked. Understanding the question may be as basic as putting your thoughts into bullet points until you understand clearly what is being asked. You can use arrows to show the flow of one point or thought to the next. If you are unsure about something, pop that question into the flow chart. This will actually show you where your understanding has gaps and where you need to start or where you need to spend the most time. It may even reveal the gap in a legal principle, which might very well be what the question is asking you to consider. Remember, we all learn and process differently, so trying new techniques to figure out what works best for you is key. Let us consider how to approach an analysis or discussion, including when you are being asked to do this critically. So, you would be required to consider a topic or a case from all angles. Imagine that you are looking through a magnifying glass. It's about all the little parts that are not so apparent that you need to include in your legal writing. It's really all the words spoken, the background, the facts, the reason or the reasons behind a decision or an opinion piece or convention. Your opinion is needed when writing, especially when you are being asked to do so critically. A critical analysis of whatever that may be. You understand? Let's move on to point 2. My second tip for today is legal research. A question may ask you about a specific case or legal principle. Either way, you will need to conduct quality legal research to support your writing. 2 key points to remember. Use credible citations, such as those found on legal databases like LexisNexis, Westlaw, etc. And remember the style which is being asked by the question paper. So do they want a scholar or do they want something else? After you have found some cases, how do you use those cases and articles in your essay? A helpful tip is to break down the cases or articles which you will focus on in your study. Example, take a case, pull out the principle, and discuss the effect of this principle. So what really was the decision? And what is so special about the decision that it will make, a marker grade you high or low? And often in these competitions, pay university students based on their understanding of it. So what is so special that you'd actually get paid to write a piece about it? It clearly means that there's some significance. Something must have been very good or very bad about the decision, or just remained neutral. It didn't change anything, whereas it's a big case. That could very well be the point. this is really what the question is asking. It's the so what which you need to answer. Continuing with this example, it will be necessary to note whether this was a Supreme Court decision. Does this new case become binding on lower courts? You understand, where was that decision based? How many articles have been written about the decision? Are lawyers and legal scholars excited or are they upset? Is it that they think actually that the new decision does not change anything? Did the case clear things up or make it worse? Or did it cause it to remain the same? So to answer this, consider what was happening before the new decision, or consider how effective this new journal article is. How many other pieces of opinion have been written about this author's opinion? So you really need to use case law with varying decisions and varying principles. Then how do we apply that case? Now, the principle of applying cases is still relevant for essays. It's obviously more relevant to apply your cases in a problem question, but still relevant here. Use direct quotes and discuss more than you would in a problem question where you would have simply highlighted the points and compared facts. Remember to state your opinion as you write. Use articles and use reference cases which support your thinking. This will strengthen your writing. Create an outline. It is so important to plan before you start writing. Creating an outline is a helpful way of planning. It helps organize your ideas into, without needing to complete every thought and paragraph. So it helps you organize your ideas without needing to complete every paragraph. You begin to see themes as well as you plan, which you can then use to structure your paragraphs. So a theme per paragraph or a theme for 2 paragraphs, etc. Then as you begin to write, you can easily shift the little bits around to where they fit best because you have a plan. And so, for example, if you have A, this is the theme, B, this is the theme, and then you begin to write in paragraph B, and a thought comes to you, but you think, oh, this would fit better in plan A, and so you can just pop it over there. So it really writes in a very structured manner, and it keeps everything neat, organized, and causes your thoughts to actually flow more freely. But like I always remind students, aspiring barristers, everybody writes differently, processes differently. And so this might not be the best way, but it really is an effective way of writing essays. Well, that's it for today. 3 brief helpful tips to get you writing. Are you already using any of these, or which one was the most helpful? Let us know in the comments. Reach out to us. Here's a bonus tip actually. When you're writing, especially when you're asked to write critically, this is the word you really need to look for in your essay questions. Do you have any ideas for reform in the area? Research whether other people have actually written about your idea for reform, which would actually strengthen your writing even further. Yeah? So if you want more one-to-one support with essays, you can obviously book it with us by using the link in the description, or you can email us at info@alignthebar.co and look out for another free resource coming soon. Why not subscribe to our email list to get the notifications when we release this right away? Again, the links for all of this would be in the description box. Thank you for listening and happy writing.